During daylight hours on August 13, 2010, a man dressed in black enters Beck's Food Store on Buckingham Road in Lee County. Several surveillance cameras capture multiple video images as he commits his crime. The clerk keeps his eye on the man as he passes the cash register. A moment later, the man walks behind the counter and pulls a gun on the clerk. The clerk is forced to open the safe. Next, the gunman hands the clerk a bag. As the clerk stuffs the bag with cash, the bandit threatens the employee's life with the gun.
When you see a crime against a person like that and you see such a graphic image, I mean, with this guy, this poor clerk being held at gunpoint, essentially opening that safe, you begin to realize the fear that he must have been in, the things that must have gone through his mind.
The robber takes the bag and forces the clerk into another part of the store. The gunman exits the store and runs across the parking lot with the bag in hand.
The individual looks a little unusual, and long dreads, sunglasses. The following day, after this robbery was committed, we ended up getting a call from an individual who stated she was a clairvoyant and that she had a vision, and led her to the cemetery over there off of Cemetery Road, which is right in the area where this crime was committed, at which time she found a wig, the black wig that was used in this crime, and a pair of sunglasses.
What you are seeing here is a robber in disguise. The hair is a wig. Sunglasses cover his eyes. Both were found discarded in a nearby graveyard. Now, take a close look at his gun, a semi-automatic pistol, perhaps a Glock with a laser sight. The Glock 17, 18, and 19 semi-automatic pistol is an Austrian handgun manufactured using lightweight synthetic polymers to form a squared-off frame. This weapon is a popular choice of law enforcement and armed forces personnel around the world. It fires a 9mm round and has a standard clip capacity of 17 rounds. Clips holding up to 33 rounds may also be used. The crook in this footage appears to be using a Glock with a flashlight attachment like the one shown here. The addition of this flashlight to the frame gives the weapon a distinct and memorable appearance. Perhaps you've seen one. Notice how he holds the weapon. These are details that could help you identify this armed robber. If an arrest is made based on a tip you provided, you could earn $1,000.
We're just thankful that he did live through this ordeal, but a lot of times they don't end up that way, and I would really like to see this guy, all of us would really like to see this guy put away.
If you have a tip about the criminal in this armed robbery, call it in today. If an arrest is made, you could receive $1,000.
You are a victim of crime. When criminals strike, we all pay. It's time to strike back. This is Crooks on TV. Raw surveillance images of crimes committed in Lee County. See the crimes. Catch the crooks. Earn the reward. Watch Crooks. Starting now. This is Crooks.
We had a subject enter the RBC Bank on San Carlos Boulevard near Fort Myers Beach. The individual actually hopped the counter. He's a masked man and he was armed with a semi-automatic handgun. He, of course, obtains an undisclosed amount of cash, exits the building.
Shortly before 10 a.m., a man enters the bank carrying a semi-automatic handgun. Moments later, he jumps onto the counter and orders the tellers to give him cash. The man flees with the money. Luckily, no one is harmed.
Bank robberies, by and large, at least what we experience here in Lee County, are rather infrequent, but again are a very scary situation for tellers and those bank employees as well as customers that may be in there at the time. This particular bank robbery is one of the more violent type in that the person actually encounters the teller by jumping over a counter. Most bank robberies that we have, as a general rule, are notes that are passed, sometimes just even an implied weapon. But here again, we have a masked man that enters the bank, rushes over the counter, and confronts the teller directly. So that's one of the scariest and most dangerous types of bank robberies that can occur.
Let's roll that footage again. Examine these shots closely. You may recognize a detail that's been overlooked. If you have a tip, call it in.
Basically, we have a sales rep from Budweiser that's going to work doing his job, set his computer down, was working on his displays in the store, and while he's working on those displays, 3 Hispanic males came into the store, and they decided to reappropriate that computer. One of them decided that he would take it for himself.
At approximately 2:22 p.m. on Tuesday, March 22nd, 2011, these 3 Hispanic males parked this old car in front of the Circle K off Daniels Parkway in Fort Myers. After walking through the doors, the men head to the back of the store near the beer cooler. As the beer delivery man works to restock beer in the cooler, one of the men takes his work computer. He leaves the store and unlocks the car by reaching through the window. Then places the computer in the back seat. The man then re-enters the store, where he joins the other 2 accomplices at the cash register.
This is the nice bad guy, I guess is the best way to describe him, because he also found the keys that were left with that computer and turned them over to the clerk because somebody had left them behind.
The men hand the beer delivery man's truck keys to the Circle K attendant, stating that they found the keys in the back of the store.
And this is this guy's livelihood. He's got his accounts. He's got everything that he's doing on that computer. Any of us can imagine what it would be like to have our computer that has our stuff taken away. And that's exactly what happened to this man that day.
The men then leave the store, get into the car, and drive away with the stolen computer. Minutes later, the delivery man goes back to his truck, unaware that his computer has been taken.
This is just a guy going to work, doing his job, and he didn't deserve anything like that. None of us do, but we would really like to put these guys away.
Remember, your anonymous tip can earn you cash. Contact Crime Stoppers now. Your tip could earn you a $1,000 reward. You're watching Crooks.
Having a little trouble with your garage door? Okay, so Clopay doors might not be able to win a fight with a car, but they can stand up against a hurricane and do it with style and grace. Hi, I'm George Ebel. Take advantage of Clopay's Save Green in the spring with rebates up to $150 per door. Call today, beautify your home, and save money at the Save Green in the Spring event going on now. Our doors are in stock for immediate installation.
Action Automatic Door and Gate, home of the talking door.
See our showroom today.
Nearly new cars at nearly half price. Hi, I'm Bob Germain, and it's a great time to upgrade to a nearly new Toyota, Honda, Ford, even a Lexus here at Germain Auto Advantage. Because Germain Auto Advantage has our biggest selection of low mileage trades in stock and on sale right now. Nearly new and nearly half the new car cost. Plus, get a full year of free maintenance, a warranty, and low finance rates. That's the advantage at Germain Auto Advantage on Colonial Boulevard in Fort Myers.
You're watching Crooks. This segment of Crooks is sponsored by Action Automatic Door and Gate, the home of the talking door.
Lee County experienced over 6,200 traffic crashes. I'm Dominic Valentine of the law firm of Lustre, Sites, Tolosano, and Smith. Some of these accidents involved uninsured motorists. Does your insurance protect you in this case? Does your plan allow enough coverage for lost wages and medical bills if you've been severely injured? If you've been injured in an accident, give us a call 7 days a week. We can answer those questions. The initial personal injury consultation is free. Lustre Sites, Tolosano and Smith, your local attorneys in Southwest Florida for over 20 years.
We bail people out of jail, and we've been doing that for over 20 years. We treat people very fairly, and we don't judge anyone. We're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We take all major credit cards, and we don't necessarily have to have collateral. We're located in downtown Fort Myers, very close to the jail, and we get there very fast.
All-out bail bonds. Call anytime, day or night.
On Sunday, March 27th at 4:25 p.m., Cape Coral Police responded to a robbery call at the public supermarket at 127 Cape Coral Parkway West. The Brinks security guard was exiting the store with the deposit bags when he was approached by a man armed with a taser.
Police say the man in the upper right corner of this video is the person who assaulted an armored transport employee with a taser and stole money he was carrying for Publix. The man is seen here outside the Cape Coral Publix pretending to be interested in items on the sidewalk. Secretly, he's waiting on the cash that's about to walk out the door.
The suspect tased the guard in the neck, which momentarily stunned him and caused him to drop the bags. The suspect then retrieved the money bags and fled on foot, where he got into a waiting SUV, which was described as a black Cadillac Escalade.
He appears to be in cell phone communication with someone, probably the driver of the getaway vehicle. Notice what he's wearing, his mannerisms, how he moves. These are details that can help you identify this criminal.
It's very difficult to make out his face, and we understand that, and we ask you not to concentrate too hard on the face. More importantly, we would like you to watch his mannerisms, the way he stands, the way he moves about, because this may jar your memory as someone you may recognize. He leans, shuffles back and forth, and gives a good couple of minutes of mannerisms for you to observe.
Now, here comes the armored truck employee. The suspect hesitates for a moment and then follows him. Just outside the view of this camera, the suspect pulls out a taser, sticks it to the employee's neck, and pulls the trigger. He then steals the money bags from the unconscious employee. Customers react to the sight. Another employee from the truck dashes inside for help.
The city of Cape Coral, they're very rare. This is the first one that we've had in Southwest Florida. There have been very few, although there have been some. We've had bank robberies here in the Cape, but nothing this brazen and nothing of this sort.
If you have any information on this crook, contact Crime Stoppers today. Your tip could earn you a $1,000 reward. A black male, approximately 5'8" and between 40 and 50 years old, walks into the International Diamond Exchange at US 41 and Colonial Boulevard in Fort Myers. The man takes a few moments to observe the store and its staff.
He initially starts to case the business, walks around inside the business to see how many employees are there, possibly how many customers are there, walks back out.
Video surveillance cameras track his movements from several angles. Eventually, the man wearing a ball cap and yellow polo shirt approaches an employee at the counter.
There are video surveillance images of him entering the business. There's video of him inside the business in the lobby area, and there's also video surveillance of him actually at the table conducting business later on with the employees. He comes back a second time and starts negotiating a sale for a bag that contains solid gold coins and solid gold appears to be men's jewelry that he claimed was from the Middle East.
A staff member examines the man's gold, determines it is high quality, and offers the man over $17,000 in cash. But the man refuses the jewelry store's initial offer and starts to leave.
The gold is actually contained, he brings it in a Ziploc sandwich bag, which is clear, you can see the contents. As he negotiates the sale with him for $17,000. It appears as though that the person with the gold is not pleased with the amount. The business owner believes that he can get a hefty profit and believes the value of the gold is probably roughly $25,000. So he wants the sale, and ultimately the person that has the gold declines the sale, starts gathering up the gold on the table in front of the salesman.
The man apparently reconsiders and decides to ask the store for more money for his gold. Once the store ups their purchase price to nearly $18,000, the man agrees to sell his gold. The store employee takes the gold and begins the transaction. But there's just one huge problem.
As he's gathering up the gold, unbeknownst to him, the suspect has a identical Ziploc bag in his waistband, we believe, that contains costume jewelry that appears to be the same as the authentic solid gold that he's now collecting and placing back in the initial bag. And as he's having the conversation with the salesman, he actually takes the gold out of sight just below the table and brings up the costume jewelry that's contained in the identical type Ziploc bagging.
The man in the ball cap has switched the gold with exact replicas. The gold he gives the salesman is fake.
The salesman does not recheck the gold that's now sitting in front of him, and quickly is eager to hand over close to $18,000 to this unknown blackmail. Once the money's in hand, the blackmail quickly runs out of the business, out the back door, which happens to be conveniently open at the time. He ends up leaving behind the costume jewelry and also a fake identification card. Based on what the employees were telling me, the actual face shot on the ID is that of the person that was inside the business.
If you have any information on this crook, contact Crime Stoppers today.
A woman was in a retail store here in Cape Coral where her wallet was taken out of her purse, unbeknownst to her. We believe the suspects who took her wallet then attempted to buy merchandise at a different store. They went to another national retail chain, purchased high-end electronics with her credit card.
People believe the couple pictured here used the stolen credit cards to buy the electronics. This camera shows their hasty departure from the store. Earlier in the day, cameras at another store photographed the same couple. If you know either of these people, call Crime Stoppers now.
Why do so many people come to Southwest Florida? It could be the boating.
And if you like boating in Southwest Florida, you'll love the Nautical Mile, your free connection to Lee County's marine community. Get your free Nautical Mile every month in almost 200 locations. Thousands of local boaters use the Nautical Mile exclusively to find what they need. Plus, the latest information on fishing, boating, and local marine news. Every Sunday, we bring the Nautical Mile to life on the Avenue. Tune in Sunday mornings, 8 to 10 on AM 1410 and 1660 for Nautical Mile Radio. The Nautical Mile, your connection to Lee County's marine community.
Hi, I'm George Abel with great news from Action Automatic Door and Gate. Our spring cleaning sale is underway. Get rid of that tired old garage door opener and install a brand new LiftMaster opener for just $2.99, and that includes installation. You'll enjoy LiftMaster's ultra quiet and dependable performance, and for a limited time, you can enjoy the low sale price of just $2.99. So sweep up one of these great deals. Call or visit a showroom today.
When you want it done the right way, Action Automatic Door and Gate, home of the talking door.
This segment of Crooks is sponsored by the Nautical Mile, your connection to Lee County's marine community. You're watching Crooks.
We bail people out of jail, and we've been doing that for over 20 years. We treat people very fairly, and we don't judge anyone. We're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We take all major credit cards, and we don't necessarily have to have collateral. We're located in downtown Fort Myers, very close to the jail, and we get there very fast.
All-out bail bonds. Call anytime, day or night.
When Harley Cooper hauls in a 200-year-old treasure map, summer vacation explodes into a quest for pirate gold. A mysterious hermit holds the clues.
You gotta think like a pirate, kid.
Mother Nature holds the cards. But will Harley ever hold the gold? Read The Last Pirate, a novel, in stores, on Amazon, or visit thelastpirate.net.
The suspect entered the store, was wearing a ski mask, had a hooded sweatshirt, the hood was up over his head, was wearing gloves, dark colored pants and dark colored shoes, armed with a black and color semi-automatic handgun. Walked right up to the pharmacy counter, hopped the counter in an athletic mode, pointed a gun right at the pharmacist, walked him right over to prescription drugs, OxyContin were stored. He got away with 7 bottles of various milligrams, totaling about $5,800. Hopped the counter and walked right out of the store. Witnesses saw him get on a bicycle and leave the parking lot right on a bicycle and go eastbound on Southeast 48th Terrace right from that Walgreens.
On Monday morning, March 14th, 2011, shortly before 10 o'clock, this masked gunman enters a Walgreens at the intersection of Cape Coral Parkway and Chiquita Boulevard in Cape Coral. The bandit bypassed the cash register, making a beeline for the pharmacy in the back of the store. The customer at the counter decides it's best to back away. Other customers in the store are unaware there is a robbery in progress. Now, here comes the customer from the pharmacy counter. She alerts the store employees and hurries out the door.
It looked like a Glock-type pistol, semi-automatic, not a revolver. His hands, by the way, he was wearing gloves, similar to a baseball batting glove or a football receiver glove. Looked to be lighter, like white in color. At one point during the video, you'll see where he's hopping the counter, and you can clearly make out that it's an athletic type of maybe a basketball shoe, and we're hoping that somebody can identify that.
Witnesses recall seeing the man riding a dark-colored men's bicycle around the store's parking lot at least 2 hours prior to the crime.
There were 2 separate witness accounts that saw this guy almost casing the place or getting up the nerve to commit the crime, one at 8 a.m. and one again at 9:45 a.m. So a good amount of time this guy was in the area, riding around, kind of getting up the nerve. And we believe more than 2 people may have saw this guy. It's a busy intersection on Monday morning. It's a busy time. And we're hoping that somebody saw this guy without his mask on that bicycle, and would recognize him or recognize anything in the video.
While a daylight armed robbery of a pharmacy is rare in Cape Coral, crimes involving prescription drugs are on the increase. If you have information that may help solve one, contact Crime Stoppers now. Your tip could earn you a $1,000 reward.
Two males wearing dark clothing, sweatshirts, and full face ski masks entered the store with small automatic weapons, look like submachine guns.
Masked gunmen enter a Cape Coral Circle K on Skyline Boulevard. The 2 intruders hit the store in a professional, coordinated attack, straight for the cash.
One robber distracted one of the clerks, and the other robber distracted the other clerk. They actually pointed the weapons at the heads of the clerks, and they removed the entire cash drawer, jumped the counter, and exited the store all within a matter of minutes. They were very fast, very, very practiced. Our canine unit did a track from the store and led us to the discarded cash drawer. So they took the cash from the drawer, threw the drawer on the ground, got into an SUV, and fled. They haven't been seen or heard from since. What's particular about this case is the type of weapon they used, a compact style type machine gun.
Police believe the weapon used in this crime is the Intratec Tech 9, a 9mm semi-automatic pistol. The gun is known as the modern-day Tommy gun because of its frequent use among gangsters and terrorists. With a sales tag between $300 and $400, these weapons are cheap, made of low-cost composites and stamped steel parts. The model is not known to be very accurate or reliable, but the Tech 9 does offer one big advantage over most other guns. With the right clip, a single handgun can hold up to 50 rounds. And although illegal to do so, this semi-automatic model can be easily converted into a very lethal, fully automatic machine pistol.
Uncommon in this area, and if somebody was showing off that type of weapon, maybe somebody will recall that and let us know who saw that weapon, and that may be the key to solving this case.
sector 5 and 3 head up this morning to sector 6.
This next case is one that just really makes you sick. This is a case where a man and a woman came into a store and they have 2 children with them, and they have already planned on committing this theft.
A woman, a man, and 2 small children enter a Walgreens in Fort Myers after 10 p.m. Later, the woman reaches over and takes a Walgreens shopping bag.
Somehow or another, the cabinet to the perfume case opens. Not really sure how that happens, but one of the clerks in the store realizes there's something going on because the female has managed to take a bunch of cologne and stuff it into a bag.
Notice the lower right corner of the screen. The perfume case is open. A hand reaches into the case and grabs bottle after bottle of perfume. When an attendant enters the perfume counter, the woman's accomplice, the man who entered the store with her, distracts the attendant. But a few seconds later, the attendant senses something is wrong and leaves the counter. Here, the woman leaves the store in a big hurry, followed by the older child. Eventually, the attendant runs to the door in pursuit.
They leave the parking lot in a dark, what they think might be a town car, a Lincoln town car, burgundy in color. And but what really makes this just so repulsive is them committing this theft with their children with them. And they stole over $900 worth of colognes from a Walgreens.
If you have any information about these scented suspects, remember one thing. Your anonymous tip could earn you $1,000. Call Crime Stoppers now. Let's recap this week's crooks. Look these pictures over carefully. An anonymous tip from you could lead to an arrest, and that arrest could put $1,000 in your pocket and put a crook in jail. If you have footage of criminal activity in Lee County, we want to see it. Send us an email to producer@crooksontv.com. We'll send you upload information. We'll examine the video and potentially air it on Crooks on TV.
This has been Crooks on TV.
When Harley Cooper hauls in a 200-year-old treasure map, summer vacation explodes into a quest for pirate gold. Read The Last Pirate, a novel by Wilson Hawthorne. In stores, on Amazon, or visit thelastpirate.net.